Let's quickly unbox this package from Journal Say. The box looks really cute, and we will also do a quick plan with me using some of the goodies from here. So if that's something that interests you, keep it right here. What's up everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. As you can see, I have another package that was generously gifted by Journal Say, and we will do the full unboxing. I really love the box. If you know me, you know how much I love winter. So this is a really cute box. It's more a Christmassy kind of theme, but I still love the wintry elements. So I just took off the tape. I have not peeked inside. So let's quickly open the box, and they always include a card with their socials and all that. So that's some information you have. And this is a nice, pretty sticker they have. And I love that heart-shaped bubble wrap. And I like to not tear stickers. Even if it tears, it's not a big deal. But this is what we have. And as you can see, there is a lot of PET stickers, PET rolls, some stamps, and some restocks. If you have seen my reading journal setup, you know how I go through these seriously. This is so handy. So I picked the refills, and let me just move the box. So that's everything I have, and these are just still in the packages, but I will take out all the wrapping and I will get to these one by one. Please be patient, there is a lot of goodies. I will also have the timestamps, and I will have the products individually linked. But for Journal Say, my code Priya can earn you 8% off when you go shopping there. And I will have my affiliate link in the description. And if you have a sale going on, the additional 8% applies on top of sales. So that's a great bonus. So let's dive right in. So first up, we have two stamps. And this is more very coordinating. And you have the stars, the galaxy fantasy. So it kind of would look like this, one stamped, and this is a nice thick wooden stamp. And I will probably have the name written on the side so that I can throw away the packaging. But I like to make sure that I store it securely. And this is the next one, and this is the galaxy wind chimes. So it will look like the wind chimes are just hanging. And this is really beautiful. I will zoom it in a bit so that you can see the details. I'm not taking out my ink pad to do the stamping now, but I'm pretty sure you will see these in action very soon. So let's get to this stack here. And this is the set of glue tapes. And I've been using this glue tape from Journal Say. And these are nice and handy, just 6 millimeters, and you have 6 millimeters wide, and you have 4 meters in each of these tapes. And I picked up a bigger pack this time. It's a pack of 4, and it comes in a nice little pouch so that it gets easier to store, because I like to stock up on such things because things don't get to me quite as fast. So this is our glue tape, which is the first item. And next up, I have, if you know how well I use the self-healing cutting mat, and this is again the A5 size, and this was a different color than what I'm used to, but it does have that flexible element to it. And this is my current pad, the self-healing cutting mat. And you can see how well it's been used, and you see it with every single project of mine, because I do like to use my gyro cut, and I have the self-healing cutting mat underneath. to make sure that I have a good solid backing and I don't end up damaging my journal pages. So this was a nice size and the color was definitely unique. And this has grids and the sizing for all your cutting needs. And this even has some other shapes as a guide for you. So this is a nice handy size too. So this is the journal, the self-healing cutting mat rather. And I do see a lot of folks use this shape, this crane shaped scissors, and I have always been eyeing this one. So this is nice and handy. This is on a gold finish, and just be cautious because the tip is pointy and it's not sharp, but you might want to be careful. And please keep it safe from toddlers and kids and all that. You don't want anything sharp near them, do you? So this is the scissors and this is like the crane, and this is the tweezers. Again, I have been using this particular tweezers from Journal Safe for a bit now, and it's the needle nose one. So this is a slightly heavier duty one, and we always need the tools. And I thought this really looked pretty, especially with all these iridescents. So I thought I would just pick this and use this for my collection. So I'm so grateful to Journal Say for sending me these and gifting me these. So it was so fun to go shopping. And every time I hear from Journal Say, it's really an exciting time because I get to go shopping. And you have all of these shapes and different options when it comes to scissors. So you can just check out all the different options. On to the next set, which I believe I will start with this one. And this is the Flying by Night. This is a new set, new product, in fact. And this is like a sticker book. And I am going to, this is going to be so fun because it looked interesting. Can you see that? Because it has, this is the, it has a backing, of course, and you can just peel it off. It's like a scrapbook paper. And this is the washi tape, and this is the PET tape. And all of this has that backing. Let me just see if I can grab a scrap piece of paper so that you can at least see what it is, you know. Yeah, so really beautiful designs, and these sunflowers are really pretty. It's like the sunflower theme. And don't worry, I'll have the timestamps. I will have all the designs and the names and all that, possibly with the proper shopping link, so that with one click you can get straight to the product. And you have so many designs to go through, you know. So this is the white backing, and this is the black backing. So you just peel it off. It just comes off from the corner. Let me see if I can just lift that for you. Yeah. So it just comes off, and it has that washi tape, washi paper, or the washi tape rather, finish to it. So you have all these designs. One is in black, one is in white, and beautiful designs. So that's the sunflower themed one. And this one is a bit more on the softer, perfect for spring, is it not? So this is the next design. Again, you have some script and the lace washi, but unfortunately it's not kiss cut. It's like a solid rectangular piece, but not a big deal. You can still go around that element. And even in here, you have the black tape in the front and the exact same design in the white lace tape. And this is a PET, and the front one is the washi tape. So again, lots of designs to go through. And this just brings so much of those layers, because especially with those script elements, yeah, here too, so many designs. This is more like that lily and all those softer florals, simple white and beige and green, perfect spring florals. I love that pop of black here. And this is the next one. And this is going to be so fun. This is the listening to flowers. Let's get to the next one. Let's get to the easier ones. And these are the alphabets, because if you have seen my reading journal setups, you see how quickly I go through these. I have a few collections, a few sets, in fact, but each set has only one of every alphabet. So within no time, you use all the vowels, the other elements that you need, like the books read and the book bingo. How many packs you need, right? So these are the Baroque alphabets, really gorgeous designs. And please check out the reading journal setups I have, because that truly showcases the beauty of these alphabets. The next one is the set of magical owl and the Harry Potter kind of vibes, but without saying it's a Harry Potter vibes, you know. And these are just what, 5 stickers in them? That's it. And with all those whimsical elements, I think you have 2 of each design. So that's 10 pieces, and that's just perfect for our needs. Sometimes you have fantasy books that you're reading, and these are just individual pieces that you can combine in each of those elements, and each of those setups just need 1, maybe 2 max, right? So you have this candle and it just transforms the page. So that is why I thought this made more sense. And this is the Magic Awakening, and they have it in various colors. So with each pack, each of those designs vary. So this was the brown shade. And the next one, let's go to the green one, which is more like a forest green, a moss green. And this one has a bit more of a different design. So in this pack, we have a design with the owl and the cage and the letter. So definitely the Harry Potter vibes. So you have 2 in each design. And this is a different angle. So you have stack of books and the lantern, plus the owl, and you have the cute little owl. That's so cute, right? That's the next one. Ooh, look at that. And you have a stack of books too, right? Magical books. And the owl who's delivering the letter. And it does have the gold elements. It has a bit of a shimmer to it as well. So that's really a cute one. And it did look a bit smaller in the actual pictures. So it will be interesting to see how it shows up against the actual pages, because my reading journal is an A5, and these elements are really, you can use only one, and that's really perfect. And this is the next one. Let's open this one, which is a slightly maroon kind of shade. And this is similar concept, and you have the magic with a wand. And let's look at that design, and really gorgeous details. So you have the key also with the ribbon attached to it. So even if you use one, you will still have the other for future. So don't worry about hoarding them. That's what I'm saying. And this is the next key with the butterfly wings, and so pretty. And this is the next one, and this is the second copy, and we have the Book of Magic with the wand and the images. Is that a spare one? Oh, this is a I don't mind. There is a spare one in here, which is always appreciated. And that is the next set. The Magic Awakening is the name of the pack, which is aptly named. And it's going to be a long haul. because we have a huge number of items to go through. So that's what it's like. Christmas morning, right? I have tons of gifts to open, and this is the last pack in this collection, and this is a bluish shade, and here we have some more of the mysterious alchemy and the potions and all those. So again, two of each, and the magic tree with, I believe these could come in handy for the Halloween. It looks perfect, right? You have two perfect decor for the Halloween spreads. It's just bubbling and boiling. And this is the next one. Oh, that's so cute. And we have the next one with a magic wand. And there's even, this is a twig because there's a leaf there. That's so cute. And this is the set of Magic Awakening washi tapes, or the PET stickers rather, PET flakes. And this is going to be, this is going to be so useful. Because if you haven't noticed, I love the fantasy and I love thrillers. And with thrillers, all of these elements could come into play. Let's get to the next one, which is the floral beaded ornaments. And these are lots of these florals in all sorts of designs. So these could be used for the Valentine's Day one, right? Thorns and roses. I could use this for the Halloween. And this is a green one. Let me just take out these one by one. And there are so many designs here. It's going to be so useful. And I believe we have, yeah, two of each design. Let's look at those details. Ooh. Especially for journaling pages, if you're going for something simple, you could just put down a script washi and have a couple of these in different spaces or different spots in a page. It just transforms the whole look of it. So that's so pretty. Just the details are just mind blowing. And that's one. Wow, the beaded necklaces and the pins, and it could look like brooches, some of them, right? The Victorian brooches we sometimes see. Such pretty designs. If you are doing, say, the Beauty and the Beast kind of spread, it could be used. It could be used to create that whimsical element, because there are the roses in the Beauty and the Beast stories that we see. And that's really, really gorgeous details on here. And we will definitely make use of a lot of the fairy tale element in here. So that is the first one in red color. And this is each pack has 20 pieces. And this is such a versatile pack. And I think I picked up the entire 6-pack. So I have all of these in all the different color tones. And this can be so helpful, especially for spreads that I mentioned. And I also give you some ideas, And whenever you do use some of them, please make sure that you tag me so that I can also see how everybody's interpretation is different. And if you like creative ideas to try in your planners or journals using all of these, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and you turn on the bell notification as well, so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any fun setups coming. On to the next one, and this is on a white color tone, white with the gold and gray. That's really pretty. Ooh, That's the iris flower. Like really that off-white, that pearl white shade that we say. And it just blends beautifully with those shades of gray and the off-white and the dark green, two of each. And this is, yeah, it's really gorgeous. The roses and the irises. Iris, right? I believe so. So next up we have some fences or pathways, such patterns. So I'll open them one by one. And this is like a ladder or a pathway. It could be used for horizontal or vertical Dutch doors. Can you see? There's quite a bit of those lengths before it starts repeating, and it's just perfect for the symmetrical aspects also, because I think the shape also keeps repeating. And the only thing is this is a PT tape, so, and also it is not pre-cut, so you have to cut it on your own, but I think the designs are really pretty. So this is like the ladder, the rustic kind of ladder that you see. And this is just one of the many designs that is on the store. So make sure you check out the full set of options for you. The next one is this kind of, it's like the wooden bridge you can build with them. You can build ladder. You can, again, this can be used as a picket fence also. Can you see the design? It's going to be a really versatile set of tapes, because this is one set and I just handpicked a couple of designs. They have a lot more options. And this is like a proper brick walkway, and it can, if you put it up and you just add the tapes back to back here on either side, you could even build a proper wall. If you are looking for some structure and you're looking for options on how you can get creative with such things, this is a good tape. And this is like the cobblestone walkways that you can build. And again, you can build a wall or you can build pathways. You can make garden scenes and make walking ways. And you can even cut around all of these elements. So you can have like a garden path, and you can get really creative with these. And the way I like to store these is by adding the rubber bands. I think I've shared this in other videos as well. And this is the set of rubber bands that I have handy in my planner cart, so that whenever I need, I will have the rubber bands available to put on tapes like these. So I will go ahead and do this with all the tapes, because now we are really getting into the tapes. So I'll just have a few handy here, and that will be really helpful. And this is just a couple, and we have more tapes coming, so I thought I will just have this and share the process with you before it is all over the place, all over the table, all undone. So this is going to be the next one. So how easy was that? It takes maybe a few seconds and you have nice, perfectly stored tips. So next we have the lace collection. So I have a white, off-white and a beige color. As you can see, when I left it on the table, it is coming undone. So this is, let me just move this. And this is the white lace. Let me just see how well you can see this. Yeah, I believe you can, right? It's beautiful patterns on here. I think this is better. That's beautiful pattern right there. And this is, I think there are other colors also. And this is the off-white shade. And keeping the rubber band handy is always helpful. And this is the beige design, lace washi. So again, before you get to the part where I do the plan with me, can you guess which of the tapes I will be using? I'm just curious to see who guesses it right, because I myself don't know. This is the Snowflakes, and this is kind of a matte finish. It is not glossy, and also it has, I'm not sure how well you can see, but see if you can make out the patterns. Yeah, it's very clear. So you have quite a bit of the designs before you start repeating. Yeah, I think about here is when it starts repeating. Yeah. So this is where you have not a whole lot, but you have a lot of the elements, including some of the snow showers and such, you know. That's really, really pretty. And as a winter lover, this is a dream come true. It's like perfect non-glossy finish, and it just comes off because it is pre-cut for you. See? So next up we have the flower wine series. It's a landscaping and all of that combined. So we have, I think I took all the 6 tapes, and I'll show you all the tapes one by one. First one is like a Victorian or Roman kind of architecture with the vines and the florals and all that. So again, if you are somebody who likes to do a lot of the layering, just put some normal spreads, and if you are looking for these kind of vibes, these are just perfect. And these would make perfect horizontal Dutch doors, the easiest of them. And this is just one of the many designs we have. And the colors also, the florals and the vines, it is just really, really pretty. And these are all PET tapes. The next one is a fence, a metal gate fence, and you have all sorts of these vines which are growing on there. And again, these are perfectly symmetrical, so you can do perfect Dutch doors, no brainer. One of the easiest ones to get started with. And this is a bit more colorful, and again, it's a black metal gate. I think it's really, really pretty. Next one, this is a bit more of a gothic, or more a bit for the fantasy, the Halloween spreads you could use, because if you like those hearts and what do I say, the metal chains and all those kind of, I know a lot of people are into it. I'm sadly I'm not, but these looked interesting, and I can combine it with various fantasy elements, like say if I have a story where I have dragons and all those fantasy or romantasy kind of genres, I could bring these in. And I could do layers, because there could be elements in the back, and I could have the fence in the front, and that's perfectly fine. Next up, we have some trellis and some landscaping elements. And this is so whimsical, right? You have the grass patches also. In some spots, not all, but in some spots you do have the glass patches also. I'm just trying to lift this a bit so that there is not much glare. And you have florals in various colors as well. And that is really, really pretty. Again, these are all perfect. You can use them in spring, you can use them in summer, you can use them in your uh, gardening kind of spreads, gardening themes, a lot of use you can get. And these are more in the similar Roman architecture, but this time it's with roses and really pretty. Even you can even cut these individual blocks and use it individually. So just for some of that touch, if you are not wanting to use it in its entirety, the entire strip, you can cut one block of it just between the pillars. You can cut, and it just makes or transforms any spread instantly. And see, I'm sharing lots of fun ideas as I'm unwrapping or unboxing these. And this is with the petunias. And again, you have a trellis fence, or you could just have the trellis up there, or you could have the horizontal way, any way you like. And this is, again, you could have sections if you don't want to use the entire length of the tape or the entire length of the page. You can have small sections. It's just so useful and so versatile. So in the next one, we have this landscape series again. I have one of these tapes, and there are these smaller portions which are just perfect because just a pop of that element, and you have so many to work with. And I think, yeah, once you get to this, you have so many items, and some of these are even symmetrical mirror images, so you can do perfect Dutch doors. And this is exactly what smaller components can have a bigger impact. That's exactly what this is, and this is so helpful. The next one is PET tapes, but these are pre-cut. So you have the hydrangeas and butterflies and all sorts of these clusters, even birds, and it is pre-cut, so it is just like a sticker. And there is so much variety in here. Let's see. Yeah, you have until here it starts repeating, but again you can have them in different orientations, so that way you will have perfect coordinated shapes, and I think it can be really useful. I will definitely have the names for you because it gets overwhelming when you have a lot of names written on the screen, and I'm not going to do that. I will have all that linked in the description. So the next is a set of purple, and these are so beautiful. Again, the PET stickers, but they are pre-cut, and with the combination with the butterflies, I think it's just stunning. So next up, we have another one of these PET stickers, but this time it is a whole list of smaller scenes that you can build a bigger scene with, some indoor, some outdoor. And look at those beautiful designs. Can you see that? So pretty. And it is just so many in them. So you have until about, let me see. Yeah, you have until about here, until it starts repeating, and you have some quotes also thrown in here. So that is really beautiful. Let me just try and lift it a bit so that you can see it up close. Really beautiful. And a coordinating one, which is a bit more of a wintry and a bit more on the outdoor scenes kind of setup. And you have some quotes also here. And these are all pre-cut, just like here. These are all pre-cut, so just peel and stick, as easy as that. The Quirky birds, and this is another PET tape, and these are also pre-cut. Let me see, because even the packaging tape is kind of clear. It gets a bit tricky figuring out where It starts where it ends, but I think we did a good job. And look at that. Oh my God. That is so cute. Yeah, look at those peacocks. Oh God. That's, and the pelican. I don't think I've seen such a colorful pelican, but I don't mind. Really quirky. I was not expecting such colorful images, but I don't mind. Yeah, so we have quite a bit until we see the repetition, or is there any repetition, or are they all fully new designs? Yeah, I don't see repetition, so that is strange. So different designs. Ooh, that's interesting. That's really cute. Just look at those. All kinds of wonky faces and expressions and feathers and all that. This is so fun. This is the Quirky birds. Yeah, I don't think any of us will forget that name, especially given all the expressions the birds have. Look at that. So we have two more of the greenery and the vines and all that. So these can be cut and used in places where some greenery is needed. And these are like the money plant or the pothos. I don't think it's the pothos or the monsteras. I think these are it's either the money plant, even that is doubtful. It looks like the ivy, and this is more of those vines on the trellis. It can be either this way or this way. It works either way, and it's really beautiful. Just brings in that pop of color, and just brings in a different element altogether. And from what you've seen so far, what is your favorite tape or element? So next up, we have some bubbles with some music notes in there. So again, these could also be used for Dutch doors. And when you combine it with, say, the aerial spread or the underwater scenes, I think it will definitely make for magical spreads. Next up, we have a couple of these ephemeras, and this is the lost key. And here also you have a lot of these designs. And again, I believe it is two of each. Beautiful ephemera. So this is another color, and we have some interesting designs here as well. There is no repetition, but very similar designs in each of them. Maybe one more, and that's the entire pack. So again, each pack has 20 pieces, and I think we are getting to the last collection here. And what more symmetry do you want? Because it's the exact same thing, and when you cut and use it on a Dutch door, you have just the perfect symmetrical aspect because it's the same sticker. And this is more of that orangey yellow kind of balloons, and they look so, it's like from the Victorian era, they look like those lace quilts that we come across. So much detail on all these balloons. It's like so pretty. And this is in the deep maroonish kind of tones. This looks like the peppermint candy. And you do have the US flag right there. So it could be used in a patriotic spread for all of those folks in the US. And that is going to be so useful for your Christmas spreads, right? Such details. And this is again more of those Shakespearean vibes is what I'm getting. You know, the summer ones, but again, you do have that Victorian kind of touch, all those lampshades, the antique looking lampshades that we come across. All of those are really what these feel like. Such details also, really gorgeous details on them. Such pretty detailing. Look at these details on there, and there are no repetitions. So just beautiful gardenscape elements, and this is perfectly done for fall. This is everything I got from Journal Say, and thank you to the team of Journal Say who reached out and sent me all these goodies once I have had them picked out. And I'm really, really appreciative of the opportunity. And let me know which of these really caught your attention and resonated with you. What do you plan on picking up from what you saw? And please don't forget to use my code Priya. And let's now get to the plan with me, which I know that's the most important and fun part you are anticipating. So let's dive right in. So now let's get to our journal, this A5, and this is the last setup on here. And those were tapes from the washi tape shop. So I definitely want to bring in some of the trellis, some of the hot air balloons, and it is going to be really a an outdoor scene, maybe a garden scene with maybe some trellis, something of that sort. So I'm going to be doing vertical Dutch doors again, and I'll start with this beige color lace washi, and I'm just measuring the length I will roughly need, maybe a couple of millimeters in excess just to be on the safe side. And if you haven't guessed by now, those scissors, those tweezers, all of those are also from Journal Say. And my paper clip is too. And the A5 journal that I'm currently using is from Live Love Posh. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off at Live Love Posh, just like with a lot of other shops. And I'll have all that information in the description for you. And I'm just lining up the edge of the scallop right at the edge of the page. And I'm also going to be using some of these stickers, these PET stickers, to line up on top of the lace washi, because that is just too soft, too subtle. So I thought bringing in some pop of that color would make sense. And I don't want to take up any more of that writing space more than what I have already done with the lace washi. And these rose clusters are really pretty. And you can see how I'm using both the smaller and the bigger scissors depending on the need. As in, for more intricate work, I get the smaller one. And I'm going to mark the spot where I can just cut off. And that paper trimmer, that handy dandy portable one, is also from Journal Say. As you can see, you have quite a lot of variety when it comes to the stationery that's available at Journal Say. And don't forget to check out the store, because they have lots of options coming out every single week. And I'm weighing in on which tape to use, but I think I will, because again, the first washi was it was just blending into the layer on the previous page. So I think the trellis would make more sense with just that pop of the darker browns on there. And I will also be lining it up towards the edge so that there is a small part that sticks out, if you notice. And I'm using my tweezers to make sure I pull up the tape before I put it down. I undo only a bit of the tape, and then once I have that straight down, then I can just take off the backing entirely. So that way it gets less messy. And that's one tip for when you use these tapes with a backing, because a lot of the shops have the tape, either the washi tape or the PET tape, with a sticky backing. And you just have to take off the sticker and then put it down. Just be careful, just make sure it is lined up straight. Otherwise it will get all crooked and then it gets too hard pulling it out and then straightening it. And this is, I'm just trimming off the clear part of the sticker. And I like to just take off any scraps or any leftovers that need to be discarded. I just like to do it right away because otherwise it just gets in the way and it gets stuck to everything. So next we have the next layer of the Dutch door, and I'm going to be having a floral wall right next to that trellis. So that's kind of the image I had in mind. And let me know if you have done something similar. And if you like to see such creative ideas to try in your planners or journals, please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and you also turn on the bell notification so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any of that coming. And this is going to be a bit of a repositioning. And I do have a casualty, but I managed to rescue the sticker. Even if I don't, it's not a big deal, but I think we successfully accomplished that. And as you can see, I'm just using the different elements that are available on the tape. And because it's a pre-cut version, you cannot ask for a simpler way of taking out the elements. And on to my gyro cut and the new self-healing cutting mat, which is absolutely, it just glides like butter. And I'm going to be using similar elements to complete the back side of the page. And if you are wondering what tool I use to cut the Dutch doors out, that is called a gyro cut, and that has quickly become one of my absolute favorite tools to use in my stationery world. And I have a tutorial just in case you're wondering, and I have also linked the item in the description. I have linked the gyro cut, which is the basic one, and that itself is enough for your paper crafting. And for more advanced stuff and more materials, the gyro cut pro, that's the orange one you see there. I have linked both in the description. And now let's see which hot air balloon we should go for, because I do want to include a couple of them. Definitely one on the Dutch door and then maybe one more. And I'm going with this pack of yellow. And I'm just trying to pick elements that can be used as like a contrasting color to the floral elements we have going on. And we will use this particular duo, and since it's the symmetrical shape on either side of the page, it does not have to be a lot of trouble putting it down and then lining it up. And I would also like to have maybe like a brick wall with some creeping ivy vines. That's kind of the look I'm going for. And again, we have all these elements which can be brought in to create that rustic, broken down wall kind of image. And it just makes things a bit different, a bit interesting as you line up the elements. And I'm trying to see where I should place this. And I did put it down, and I will also probably have one more at the top of the page, and that's all we will have. And this is going to be, I'm just taking off the clear package or the clear parts around the tape. And yeah, that is going to be our top part of the wall. And it could be like a building or something. It's just a bit maybe damaged, and then you have the ruins, and this is the scene you see in between those. It's just a matter of how you look at it, right? So this is going to be, let's see, I'm trying to make sure I don't cut off the tape entirely. I'm just cutting off just the top part, so that way the tape and the integrity of the tape will still be intact. And this is, again, how fun was that? I'm having to speed this up quite a bit, because otherwise you would be sitting here for at least half a day. And because this was, in fact, it did take me a bit longer than what I had wanted, because I don't like to put unedited footage on my platform. So I had to take off. There was a lot of time that I spent on, say, removing the package and all that. So all of that contributed to some considerable time with me filming, especially with the unboxing part. And that's why the plan with me really had to be sped up. And you just need to see the process. Not every time you need to sit through the whole entirety of the time I actually spent on there. And I'm going with this lace washi again for the left page. And I'm using, I probably should have used the bigger scissors. Yeah. And that becomes such a difference when you can do the cutting faster. And sorry about some of the glare that is possibly still affecting the whole look of it, but that just comes with the beautiful tapes, I must say. And for this side, I'm going with this trellis with the petunias on them, because I think we have a lot of success actually balancing some of those colors with the wider tapes. And this is going to be so much easier. With just one tape, you have a lot of those colors that we have on the right side. And now we will bring in our hot air balloon. And I'm just trimming the top part of it, which was supposed to be like a hanging thing. And I don't want it exactly right opposite each other. So I'm just hanging it right there. I'm not quite sure that was the right placement, but that's how we are going with. And now let's see, we will bring in some more of those floral elements for our left side, because I want the lace to have some kind of similar elements there as well. And we will also try and add some more of those smaller elements on the other pages as well, because some pages are lacking that pop of color. And I'm using my Muji 0.5 to hang that wreath right there. And since we have all these florals in various sizes, I thought I will just bring them in a couple of places, and going back to see what else I can add. But I don't want the exact same thing on either side, not a copycat version either. That's not what I want. So I'm using one cluster to trim and use it in two different places. And those are just very basic things you could do. And you see how quickly such setups come together. And I'm using a couple of my liner pens to add a couple of boxes, just reminding myself that I should not be adding a lot of bulk. So all of these are things you could do when you're trying to make sure that your journal does not get too chunky by the time you're finished with your decorations. And going with a very similar color palette for the last set of boxes as well, and this shade of green I thought would also go very well with the color scheme we have going on. And this is kind of, I think, some of the finishing touches that I would like to add. And let me know how you like this, and hope you check out the other creative ideas I've done in my videos. And please come follow me on Instagram. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.